What's up, YouTube? Thanks again for watching Coddiwomple Overland. Hopefully we're getting a little bit closer to being able to get out on the trails. But in the meantime, we're going to do another project here in the garage. As some of y'all may have noticed, we went from a soft top to a hard top. We want to be able to take that hard top off. What we found was a piece of equipment from J-Barr.com. We're going to be able to one-handedly take our hard top off of our Jeep with it. The kit comes complete with everything you see on the table. The bar takes 4 bolts. They've provided us with these 5/16 lag bolts, and we're going to attach them 4 different locations on the bar. So what I'm doing now is I'm going to measure how far apart they need to be, and it looks like we need 4 of them every 6 inches. So we've got one here at 6, 12, 18, and 24. So we've located our stud in our ceiling. I know that it's 1 inch off of where the line is here on our insulation. So I'm going to mark that line 1 inch off in a couple different locations, and that way I can get a straight line and we can put our holes in. I'm going to use the bar as a straight edge so I can get a good straight line of where our stud is on top. The bar measures just over 1.5 inches. So if we put the edge of the bar where I made my line there, our holes theoretically should be right in the middle of our stud. So I've got my bar lined up, and I'm going to start marking our holes. Now we're going to drill 1/4 inch pilot holes for our lag screws. One of the cool things that J-Barr does is they provide you with a couple tools. The first one is a 3/8 adapter for a drill. And the next thing they provide you with is this square bit, and that's for use with these screws here. Okay. These are the lag bolts that they provide. Make sure that you put a flat washer on each one of those. With the supplied winch cable, we're going to go ahead and run it through the first pulley. This pulley is the swivel pulley, and it's the one that's going to hang up on the ceiling. Okay, the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to put the pulley up in the bar. The other good thing about this is they didn't skimp out on their hardware. It's all grade 8 hardware. We're going to take our 9/16 wrench, socket, just run it up snug. It doesn't have to be real tight. It's a nylock nut, so it's going to stay where it's at. The thing we're going to add is the corner pulley. This is the one that's going to change from going along the roof to down along the wall. We've located our ceiling joist, and we're going to go in here, and that way it can go straight down. Next thing we're going to do is mount the winch on the wall. Looks like we can center it 3 3/4 inches, and that will be exactly where we need it. So we used a plumb bob to find straight down from where our pulley's at. From there, we're going to make sure that we're completely vertical. Okay. Once we find our vertical line from the top, we're going to measure down 3 3/4 of an inch, and that's where our second hole is going to be. The bolts that we're going to use is probably a little bit overkill. They're 3/8 concrete bolts. The next thing we're going to do is attach the cable to the winch. J-Barr does provide you with a hand crank, but it will literally take you all day to crank this up. The good thing they do is give you a double nut system here, so you can use a drill or an impact driver. This is what the system looks like once it's completely installed. The only thing left is to add the crossbar to our J-Barr system. That way we can take our top right off of our Jeep. So we're getting ready to take the roof off of the JK. One of the things that you'll notice with these straps is they're extremely tight, and I think that's just to be able to keep the bar down as close as possible to the roof when you're lifting it up, especially if you're like us and you have limited room as far as your ceiling goes. So we're going to get those pulled on and put on and start lifting it up. Make sure when you do this that you put something on your roof to cover it so we don't get it scratched up. Another nice touch that they've added is the felt lining here, that way you don't scratch your roof. Thanks again for watching Coddiwomple Overland. Remember, like, share, and subscribe. Leave us a comment below and tell us what you think. And we'll see you real soon out on the trail.